The daughter of the sole survivor of this week's machete attack opens up about her mother's fight to recover and the shocking moment she first learned the news. In an exclusive, and a new mental health center is opened in Wayne County, offering support and services to those who need it at no cost. Plus, flu season's here and health officials have a warning for everyone. What you need to know before the holidays. It's Saturday, December 13th.
2822 News New Dawn Weekend Report starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Julie Dunphy. We'll get to those stories and much more in just a moment. But first, we do want to start with a check on your forecast. And Future Alert meteorologist Kevin Dirk is here to break it all down. Hi, Kevin.
Good morning, Julie. Cold, huh?
Oh, yes. Definitely a cold start today.
Yeah.
Cold all week, really.
It has been cold all month so far. It has been below average, and especially this morning. Let's go take a look and see what the low temperatures were. You can see up there in the Poconos, 5 was the low temperature. Yeah, it was pretty cold out there. Everybody else was kind of in the low single digits at least, although Lehighton, you came in at 9, and Homesdale, you had a low of 7 degrees. So yeah, it was pretty cold. Over there in Scranton, 19 is the temperature right now. The winds are calm, so we don't have to worry about any kind of wind chill up there. Quick look at our satellite radar. There's low pressure up there in the Great Lakes, going to drag through a cold front. That's going to drop those temperatures even more for later on today. And then that Clipper system that's coming into view out there in the middle of the country, that is going to be our weather for tonight. Temperatures around the area, they're slowly going up. 20 over there in Mount Pocono, 18 in Williamsport. And the wind speeds are really negligible right now. They'll pick up just a little bit as we get into the afternoon hours. Julie, the rest of the day, mostly cloudy. Can't rule out a chance of a scattered snow shower, highs in the mid-30s.
All right, Kevin, we'll check back in with you soon.
Okay.
Thank you. The daughter of the sole survivor in Tuesday night's machete attack in Scranton spoke exclusively with 2822 News. She says her mother has a long road ahead in recovery, and 2822's Connor Core has her reaction to the attack.
Marissa Dane Coolidge did not know something happened to her mother until her friend at the main room, a hair salon next to the German apartments, messaged her saying she should check on her mother.
Then I saw the scanner pages and I just kept reposting, does anyone hear the name Marilyn? And then I messaged my aunt, and I realized when I was talking to my mom, she just stopped replying.
On Tuesday night, Dane Coolidge's mother, 66-year-old Marilyn Waller, was the only victim of 3 who survived an attack by a man with a machete. 38-year-old Michael Woods is charged with the attack. He is facing several charges, including 2 counts of a homicide and 1 account of attempted homicide. The attack took place on the 6th floor of the German apartments, the same floor Waller lived on. This photo was obtained by 2822 News exclusively of Woods moments after he was arrested. Dane Coolidge said Friday morning her mother is able to sit up and talk after multiple surgeries at Geisinger Community Medical Center. She says she never could have foreseen this at her mother's apartment.
This is stuff you see everything other places. It's not where you're talking to your mom and something goes wrong and there's a machete attack in a building that your mom's lived in safely for 12 years. That should never happen.
Waller's daughter said she thinks no one at the hospital expected Waller to survive.
The team at CMC has been caring for her around the clock, and I can't thank them enough for that. Like, there were things that should have been worse that actually didn't happen with surgeries.
Reporting in Scranton, Connor Core, 2822 News.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
A fundraiser has been set up to help cover expenses for her mother's recovery. For more information, head to 2822news.com. Scranton police are investigating after 2 people were hit by a car earlier this week at a busy intersection. It happened Thursday evening at Harrison Avenue and Mulberry Street in Scranton. A man and a woman were walking on the road when they were hit. They suffered serious injuries and were taken to the hospital. It's unclear if the driver will face charges. A local ammunition plant has agreed to pay more than $800,000 to resolve civil liability claims. General Dynamics in Scranton is settling issues related to phosphate testing on mortar shells under several Army contracts. Officials say some shells weren't tested as often as required, but The company took steps to fix it. A problem-plagued road in Wilkes-Barre is finally open for good. The city fully reopened Horton Street yesterday. Part of the road had been closed since June after 2 sinkholes opened up. The road briefly reopened for Thanksgiving but needed to close so that crews could replace a manhole. The city had to extend the deadline on the project due to contractor equipment issues. A new mental health center is officially open in Wayne County. The Northeast Regional Crisis Stabilization Center opened its doors in Honesdale yesterday. The center has 2 parts, a stabilization unit and a residential unit. The stabilization unit allows people to find support from counselors and peers for a short period of time, while the residential unit is for an extended stay. All of this at no cost.
The view for crisis is that people have somewhere to call, somewhere to go, and someone to respond, and this is the somewhere to go.
Citizens of Wayne and Pike County and surrounding areas have not had this level of care. So I think with this nice facility, ease of access, no cost to anybody receiving treatment here, I think people will be a little more apt to get help when they need it.
To learn more about the center, head to 2822news.com. 'Tis the season for the flu. State health officials are urging all Pennsylvanians to get their flu shots before holiday gatherings. It takes about 2 weeks for immunity to build, and a new home nasal spray vaccine is now available for ages 2 to 49.
I would remind people that because we're healthy as a result of being vaccinated. And I encourage people to check with their doctor, with their pharmacy, whomever their healthcare provider is, and to ask their neighbors, are you vaccinated? Have you gotten your flu shot?
State officials say flu shots are available in most pharmacies, doctors' offices, and community clinics. Many are also covered by insurance.
3, 2, 1.
The holiday season is officially here, and downtown Tunkhannock is full of cheer for our Christmas in our hometown. PA Live's Chris Bohinski was on hand last night as the switch was flipped to light the tree and kick off the season with a parade. The day's events wrapped up by 9, but the celebrations continue again today.
My favorite thing about Christmas is spending time with my family and seeing the new presents I get.
Oh, and what did you ask for this year?
A lot of plushies.
Riley, what is going on right now? What are you waiting for with your brother?
The parade.
And have you come here before?
No.
And what do you think you're going to do today after the parade? What fun stuff did you hear is going to happen?
Bake cookies, watch a movie at home.
Today's festivities run from 11 till 4. Getting enough sleep could do more than help you feel rested. The research shows it may actually lead to more exercise the next day. We'll explain what the study found coming up. Plus, the clock is ticking to get presents delivered in time for Christmas. We'll bring you the shipping deadlines you don't want to miss.
to the magic.
New research finds a lack of sleep could keep people from getting to the gym. And doctors have a warning for patients before they put kids on a plant-based diet. And has a look at some of the week's top health stories.
Sleep and exercise are critical for our health, but new research shows many people of both. A Flinders University study found less than 14% of people meet recommended guidelines for both sleep and physical activity. Researchers say getting more sleep could actually be key to getting more exercise. People who slept at least 6 to 7 hours a night without to exercise more the following day. Data suggests parents who put their children on plant-based diets should know it comes with the risk of deficiencies of some nutrients. Researchers in Italy, the U.S., and Australia say a vegan or vegetarian diet does support healthy growth, but children also had lower intakes of protein, fat, vitamin B12, and zinc. They say fortified foods or supplements can help. And adults who used medical marijuana for chronic pain under a pharmacist-supervised system were less likely to require prescription opioids. That's according to new research published in JAMA. Researchers studied more than 200 adults receiving treatment for chronic pain over 18 months and found participants who used medical marijuana reduced their morphine dose by 22%. Researchers say gradual reductions can make managing chronic pain safer and more sustainable.
Americans are expected to once again break holiday spending records, but the clock is ticking to get gifts delivered on time. Topping our consumer news, carriers say this year's shipping window is tighter than usual because of the calendar. Millions of packages are expected to move through the system in the coming days. Experts say waiting too long could mean gifts do not arrive by Christmas.
Order in by December 15th. And really that is, you have a later date than that and can still make it, but just to have some assurance, because there are things that are outside of carriers' controls, such as weather.
Carriers urge shoppers to double check addresses and shipping options as deadlines approach. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates again Wednesday, lowering its key rate by 0.25%. The benchmark now sits between 3.5% and 3.75%, the lowest level in more than 3 years. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says softening job market drove the decision, but with inflation still elevated and the vote split, the Fed is setting a high bar for any additional rate cuts next year. The end of the year holiday travel rush is almost here, and AAA says it could be the busiest ever. Airline passengers are expected to rise more than 2%, and fares are climbing too. The average round-trip ticket is now nearly $900, up 7% from last year. It comes just weeks after Thanksgiving set a record, with TSA screening over 3.1 million passengers in a single day, despite winter weather delays. Some relief for road travelers. Gas prices are expected to be lower than last year. A number of celebrations are planned for America's 250th birthday next year. To mark the milestone in 2026, the U.S. Mint will update circulating nickels, dimes, and quarters. Collectors can also purchase special pennies and half dollars in annual sets, bags, or rolls. The time now this morning is 8:45. Let's check back in with Kevin.
Okay, Julie. Well, Elk Mountain is open and ready to go. 10 trails, 3 lifts, 32 to 48-inch bays. Get out there and enjoy. I'll be back in just a few minutes, let you know what you can expect for the rest of the weekend, and we'll take a look at next week.
Welcome back. Time to get another check on the forecast. Lots of snow still on the ground. We had a couple chances this week. I was out of town and had to come back yesterday and do a little bit of shoveling.
Oh yeah, you got to get it up because we are going to get a little bit more. Not a lot, but a little bit more tonight. Let's go take a look first off Montage Mountain. And they're not making snow on that particular slope right now, but that looks pretty cool, doesn't it, with the gray skies and the white ground area. 18 degrees. It is cold out there. Feels like 11 because you have a little bit of a breeze northeast at 5 miles an hour. So it doesn't take much to get those wind chills down. Temperatures around the area, 20 degrees over there at the Poconos. We're up. Well, it's about 13 degrees. We had a low of 5, so it's 17 degrees actually warmer. 18 right now in Williamsport, 18 at Avoca Airport, and 20 down there in Allentown. Now, yesterday was another cold day. We're looking at 29 as a high for Avoca Airport, Allentown. You were at 32, only 25 Mount Pocono, 32 in Williamsport, and 31 over in Selinsgrove. We'll see a bump in those temperatures, but they're not going to be above average. We're still going to be below average. Have been all, or not all winter, but all December so far. We'll be back in the mid-30s for today. And the winds are going to be about 5 to 15 miles an hour now as we go through the afternoon hours. And those higher amounts are going to be before that cold front comes through. And then they'll start to go down once again, but not for long. Tomorrow's going to be another windy day. A quick look at our satellite radar, and you can see some snow showers trying to pop up. That's the cold front coming through. And the Clipper system that's going to give us some snow tonight is out here in Indiana right now, making its way towards us. It's going to be down to our south. So folks down south of the 78 corridor will get a little bit more snow than for folks up north. We had, here it is, we do have a winter weather advisory, and that's for Lehigh and Northampton counties, and that's for 2 to 4 inches of snow, and that's from 7 o'clock tonight until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just be careful in those areas. In fact, be careful all over because 1 to 3 inches is what you can expect for most other places. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Let's put the maps in motion. Got the clouds in there now, some breaks in there, but you're going to see those snow showers start to pop up as we get into the later hours of the afternoon as that system gets closer to us. It's here for the evening, and then it's going to be out by the time we get to daybreak. High pressure is going to try building in, and that cold air coming over the Great Lakes is going to chance of scattered snow showers as we go through our Sunday. And then Monday, another Clipper system is going to go just to our north, but it's going to be close enough that I think at least the northern tier is going to see some light snow out of it, maybe even get a little bit lower than that. 1 to 3 inches, and people in blue, the folks in the white are going to be coating to maybe an inch. But just be careful. The roads are very cold, so the snow is not going to melt when it falls. 34 is going to be the high today, Julie, with a chance of some scattered snow showers. Overnight tonight, going to get cold. 18 is the low with light snow developing. Then looking out the next 7 days, for tomorrow, could see a snow shower in the morning and then a couple of snow showers in the afternoon, high of 24. Monday, some scattered snow showers, especially up there in the northern tier, 24 for a high. Tuesday, we're back to near 30 with a mix of sun and clouds. Wednesday, I can't believe I'm looking at 40 degrees finally on Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies. Rain, not snow, but rain for Thursday, 46. And then Friday, we're back in the 30s again with a mix of sun and clouds. So yeah, it's going to be a little dicey. Like when we come in tomorrow morning, you got to be a little bit careful because we're going to see snow on the ground.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Well, two sisters with a heart of gold coming up their mission to make sure area children have a toy this holiday season. That's still ahead in this week's Here's to You Kid. But first, the Northwest is dealing with serious flooding and rising rivers. We'll show you how communities are responding and what's ahead. In Washington state, first responders are going door to door to rescue people who may have been left stranded after historic flooding hit the area. Christian Benavides reports the National Guard has been mobilized in our news across the nation.
Picking up 2 survivors.
This is the moment the U.S. Coast Guard rescued 4 people from the attic of a home near the Canadian border in Washington state. First responders also found a man trapped on the roof of his SUV. They dropped him a life jacket before hoisting him to safety.
The situation is truly historic. Rivers like the Skagit River and Cedar Rivers literally experiencing historic levels of flooding.
Washington is under a state of emergency after days of torrential rain washed out roads and left families stranded in their homes. Several rivers overflowed their banks and broke records, including the Skagit, north of Seattle, which crested at nearly 38 feet.
We've never had a flood like this. It's gotten up to the driveway. It's been flooded a few times, but never. This is for us, and this is crazy. This is a lot more than what we've ever seen. We come from Florida, so we're used to flooding, we're used to hurricanes, but this is a little bit different for us.
The National Guard has mobilized in response to the floods. Some residents are also stepping in as volunteers to help people stranded in their homes reach safety.
We're a community, everyone helps each other here. That's just what it is.
The area is forecasted to see another storm system Monday.
Despite the record-breaking flooding, officials in Washington state say no fatalities have been reported so far, but the loss of property runs into the tens of millions. Still ahead on 2822 News, the official photo of a public health leader at the Health and Human Services headquarters has been altered without their consent. What changed and why that's raising concerns. And new photos from the jet have been released, who's captured in some of the old photos still ahead.
What's going on? I'm Rich DeMiro, and welcome to Rich on Tech Weekly. let's give you my ultimate holiday cheat sheet. It is the slide into the holidays. I know you are shopping. Now, if you're like me, I'm doing most of my shopping online. I'm going to give you everything.